Where's that blasted salami? I can smell it. Ah, all it needs is slicing.
While you're at it, fix one for me.
Like it, who's piloting the boat?
What boat? Tab, wake up. We're already in Argentina. Can't you hear that sweet Argentinian music?
No.
Well, I'll turn on the TV so you can watch anime dubbed in Spanish.
Order. Anyway.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of TaviRadio. We made it to Argentina.
Argentina. Cool. Now we get to hang out with those gauchos and see those cool, like, smaller South American ostrich birds, the rheas. Or Rees? I don't know.
But my question is, whatever happened to the kids on the boat?
They're fine. Tab, you slept through the whole ordeal.
Well, that's the last time they put shrimp on the buffet.
Yeah, you literally slept through the whole thing. Everyone was fine.
Well, whatever happened to the captain?
Well, you know.
So when are you going to take off that captain's hat, Lycan?
When I don't know, as soon as they find I'm not a captain, which is unlikely. If some kid in Middle America, in New Jersey, can take a doctor's badge and pretend he's a doctor.
It was Florida.
Oh, is that New Jersey?
No, it was Florida.
Okay, if some kid in Florida can take...
He now has his own practice, by the way.
No, this is an earlier story, but it's the same thing. Can sneak into a hospital, take a doctor's badge, pretend to be a doctor for about a month, then I could be a captain.
Alright. Well, anyway, guys, somehow, some way, we received fan mail. I think some pigeons was, I don't know, it was tied to some It was like, to be honest with you guys, I found this on the beach in a bottle. Let's read it.
Oh, I see. You slept through the whole thing, but you still found time to get up, go to a random beach in Argentina, and get a bottle filled with someone's cries for helps or thoughts or like lonely thoughts.
Well, you know, someone's got to do it.
All right,
I'm just trying to clean up this beach.
Whoa, big man! You picked up one bottle.
Hey,
on a spotless beach in Argentina.
Hey, I also pushed back that beached whale.
Okay, I'll give you that.
All right, so this this fan mail, some fans sent to us, says, "Please send help. We're stuck in the Caribbean. Please, oh God, oh God, oh God, send help, send help. We're running out of food and water. I've eaten 3 guys. P.S. I'm in Caribbean or whatever that is."
I actually got some real mail. It's from that I stole from a guy's mailbox. I'm sorry. Look, I'm trying to kill time here. All right, we got too. People say, well, there's not enough time, and I say there's too much time. We have an abundance of time. Why do you do like that whole daylight savings thing? We saved up too much. Thanks for nothing, Ben Frankie. Instead of spending your time dating older women because you can't get them pregnant and it's easier for you, you just put bags and flags over their heads so you don't have to see their aged mugs so they won't see your aged mug. Whatever.
Ben freaking was thick, man.
He was, and the ladies loved it. Anyways, this is from one Julio Iglesias. I wonder if it's the same guy as the singer. I think, isn't he Enrique Iglesias' dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Now he writes, por la última vez, necesito que hagas este pago o vamos a quitarte tu casa y vas a vivir en la calle con los rateros y los ladrones y los... Well, I can't say this out loud. This is in Spanish and in a swear. And in my opinion, swears in other languages are much worse than swears in English.
So,
whatever that meant, it seemed important. Feel bad for that guy. Wouldn't want to be that guy. Any other fan mail? Real ones?
Yeah, I got Pruno sent over one of his many pig minions.
Cool.
And he strapped on some sort of letter to him.
Oh.
I'm not sure how this pig found us.
Oh, pigs can swim. And fly planes. Apparently.
I don't know, this guy... I don't know, I just gave this guy a couple of oats before he left.
Ah, you're a good man. What did the letter say?
Dear Lycan, eat me. Love, Terumo. P.S. I have barbecue sauce too.
Okay. I appreciate the offer, but I don't know, man. I don't eat pigs I'm familiar with. I eat, like, the good thing about eating meat is that I don't know the animal. If it's an animal I know, I can't do it, man. Like, if it's a cow that I raised up from a calf, it's just like, boy, I can't wait to eat this. Like, no, that's my roommate. He pays rent now.
Yeah, but what about those guys you blew their house down?
That wasn't me. That was an actual wolf. He's still on the loose, by the way.
But what about that guy that ate the little girl? Or ate the grandma?
Well, not all of us are perfect.
So what are your wolf-related crimes led to? Let's see, we got guys blowing down houses, guys eating grandmas.
That's a regular wolf, not a wolfman.
What's a wolfman ever done for this society?
I don't know. They gave us entertaining films like Lon Chaney's The Wolfman.
Lon Chaney Jr.'s.
The Wolfman.
The Wolfman. What about The Wolfman meets Frankenstein, right? Yeah,
Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
There we go.
It's another good one. They only fight for 1 minute at the end.
It's like how someone pointed out that in Dumbo, speaking of elephants,
Yeah.
in Dumbo, the whole movie is pretty much downplaying Dumbo so much, but at like the last 8 minutes, the mouse is finally like, "Hey, you got big ears. Hold this feather. Maybe you can fly with them." And then he fucking flies, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Also, it's like how, also in Cinderella, the whole movie's the two mouses.
Yeah.
The two mice.
Yeah.
And then, like, the last 8 minutes, the fairy godmother is like, bippity boppity boop, go to the prom.
The ball.
The
Not
ball.
a fucking teenager.
Yeah, I thought she was.
I don't know anymore. Yeah, I'm not gonna, like, my wolf-related crimes are actually more like universal crimes, like, take a penny, leave a penny. I've taken pennies, never left one, don't think about leaving one. What else?
Deleting your channel.
Well, okay.
Was it a crime? Or
I think that was a service. I don't like to admit it, but I do have a medal of like honors given to me by President Trump on the wall saying, for his service of deleting his terrible, terrible channel, I have given Lycan Jones his own Medal of Honor. He's been given this, finally he's realized the error of his ways. He won't have to put out these conspiracy theories or yelling about kids anymore and stop making the right look bad. And then I realized, oh, this was meant for Alex Jones. Oh well, it's mine now.
Well, anyway, other than you getting a award from a racist.
Yeah, well, it's alright.
It's like how the Ku Klux Klan was going to be at Halo Fest and no one came.
It's kind of like how Sweden has a bunch of Nazi gold.
God damn it, we still need to get that Nazi gold. We'll come back. We'll come back around.
Like I said, do you like having bars of gold with swastikas printed on them?
No, why can't we just melt down the gold and then sell that?
Oh. Into what? Little gold statues of the swole version of you flexing?
Like we talked about this last podcast, we're gonna make a buff Garfield statue and put in the second location, made out of gold. As I like to call him, Garfield. There's only one big buff man.
Buffield.
There's only one big buff man who I like whose name starts with a B, and that's Garfield.
Cool.
Or Broly. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a statue of Broly, but the head is just gonna be Garfield.
I like that. So I have 2 topics today.
Oh.
One of them is about a video you recommended I watch by a YouTuber who I don't subscribe to, but enjoy watching his videos when I come across them.
Depending on the topic too.
Yeah, it depends on the topic. And then the other one is about that comic I told you about that I was going to talk about last week. So I'm going to continue that thread soon. But I want to talk about that video because it's fresh in my mind. So the video I'm talking about is one video by one young man named Frederick Knudsen. His family, I assume, owns the Knudsen's fruit nectar company. Otherwise, why else would he, otherwise he wouldn't be so affluent and be starting a YouTube channel? Because everyone knows only people who have rich parents do YouTube channels. Everyone else are just trying their best, eking out a living, like working at a grocery store while still trying to like break even in the world of like fucking content creation.
Well, sometimes having two pizza places doesn't work out, and you still need to get some revenue somehow.
Sometimes you realize you're at the top, and then there's nowhere else to go but down, and you might as well like self-destruct.
Do you think I'm cheating by being the mayor of Bumberville and just giving myself the leases?
Do you still pay, or do you is it a write-off on the citizens of Bumberville?
It's a write-off. Technically, the taxes they pay all go to the locations.
And you still can't get good. Dad, this is ridiculous. You're totally slowly turning Bumberville into Slovakia.
Well, one of us had to pay for that fucking boat ride. One of us had to pay for us to somehow end up in Romania.
You said we were stowaways.
We were. But who paid for the boat in secret? That boat was mine, and I just didn't let the captain.
Why were we hiding in the stowaway place?
Because I put the lease under my pseudonym, Vic Suckman.
God damn it, this is stupid.
So technically, the boat, if you notice, the boat was called the SS Suckman.
Yeah, it's pretty drawn over the old ones, which is the SS Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Okay, well, regardless. So yeah, this video, it was about the Final Fantasy house. And
it's such a fascinating video. I loved it.
So for people who haven't seen it, here's a brief summary of it. Final Fantasy House were a bunch of forum posts that focused on some really truly shitty roommates who were all obsessed with Final Fantasy to the point where they
one half of the video was
one half of the video was a bunch of like idiots who were so far gone in their obsession with like Final Fantasy VII that they started thinking that they were pretty much fucking otherkin, and wrangled a bunch of innocent people who were fans also, but then decided, well, maybe I'm like, and pretty much manipulated into thinking that like they were the same as them, and then realized that, oh wait, I'm doing all the work and everything, and this place is a fucking sty.
This was the otherkin version of Jonestown in a way.
Yes, minus the Kool-Aid, minus the fucking murder.
You never know, because I'm gonna spoiler alert on this one. Those people are still around and very active.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you at the end after describing it. I'll tell you at the end what the Genova person is actually doing now.
Okay. Oh, I want to hear this. But okay, so that's the first half, and the second half is also about a bunch of shitty roommates who, instead of being obsessed with Final Fantasy, they were obsessed with Suikoden, an old RPG from
PSN, from the PlayStation era.
It's not Super Nintendo?
No, it was Suikoden 2.
Oh, okay. But so yeah, it's another PlayStation thing.
And the funny thing that
wait, hold on. So let me get this straight. So the people from the Final Fantasy house are not the same as the Genova people?
Yes, the Genova and Hojo person were the Final Fantasy house, but they were also related to the Suikoden people because Genova used to have the main person, the Suikoden of the Suikoden group, Sarah, under her wing, essentially, and then Sarah broke off because she didn't like Final Fantasy VII. So pretty much, these two.
Okay, see that's I was listening to it and I was really fascinated by it, but I think I might have missed that detail. So thanks for.
So yeah, this was also brought up post the original forum poster talking about the Final Fantasy house and his experience and him moving out of it eventually. This also happened while a person was talking about it, but we didn't find out that person was actually the person who was doing the Suikoden thing. So essentially, Genova had the Suikoden person under her wing.
Yeah.
And then the Suikoden person was like, "You didn't teach me shit. I'm out of here. I'm going to start my own otherkin cult." Essentially, it's a cult.
Yeah, it's very culty, but it seems just kind of like, to me, it's sort of the problem of
you cannot say they're harmless.
No, they're not harmless.
They're fucking monsters.
No, but to me, the biggest thing I got out of it was reminding me of like how much fandom, like for
Goes
certain
far.
people, how like deep they can get into fandom to the point where they start identifying as like essentially the characters, like they pretty much become otherkin of like the characters in like whatever property or that they're obsessing over, and it's really disturbing because I've met like in my own experiences in various fandoms, as well as just being around your God variety nerds in like.
I mean, I got a story too, because this happened to me during a very similar thing. Not as similar as like me being trapped in an apartment for
but like
summer.
Because here's the thing, like hearing about like how deeply these people thought they were the characters and chose not to do anything.
By the way,
to the point where they weren't bathing and just spraying perfume on themselves. It's just like, here's the thing, there were friends I had in high school who I could like imagine like doing that, like that. I thought, at the time, it's like, oh, that's cool that you're really into this. Maybe it's not that cool that you're really into this to the point where that you think you're that thing, and I don't like this anymore, and this is disturbing, and this is gonna end up really bad if you find other people to hang out with and carry on in this fucking life.
And sadly, these people did.
Yeah, and it's like, to me, this is like the warning of like, this is why you shouldn't like throw yourself 100% in the fandoms, and why look, man, it sucks. Is like, you don't really see this with like sports. I don't think like people will go to a sports game and paint themselves up or whatever. That's pretty much sports cosplay to me. Anyways, so yeah, like I mean, look, I know like sports fans get bad.
They get bad reps too.
They get bad reps, but I mean,
Boston isn't allowed to serve drinks at bars while sports events are going on.
Yeah, Philadelphia is still allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. And
it's Philly, man. What are you supposed to do?
Eat shit, apparently. Eat a bunch of horse shit, apparently, because the Philadelphia Eagles won. They had to grease the telephone poles, Tav. This is real. So
I do the same thing in Bumblerville. I grease everything up. You think people can get in their houses? No, I'm out there at 6 a.m. putting grease on doorknobs.
Well, at least you're doing your community service, no matter how weird it is. But anyways, like,
you touch your hands. Sometimes you might get
fine. All right. I take
sometimes you might get bacon grease.
Okay, I take back what I was gonna say about saying, well, sports fans aren't that bad, and then I realized wait a minute, all fandoms, no matter how benign, surface level benign, can go bad. Like, no matter what, there's always those super
speaking
fans.
Of sports fan, even like people who are fans of like esports stuff, they're pretty bad too.
Oh, yeah,
people might think like, it's just a bunch of nerds. No, and like they're not doing property damage, but goddamn, the shit they say online is really fucking horrible.
Oh yeah, I mean, but then again, you don't have to worry about going to like a thing and like seeing a fight break out.
Sometimes you do.
Okay, well, never mind.
There's actually a case where there's like this Guilty Gear local stuff down in SoCal. This one player pretty much popped up. So this guy was going around. I think his name was like Potchop or something. He was going around beating people in Guilty Gear, and then this person's friend got beaten really badly by him. So she decided to, like, he was popping off and whatnot. And she decided like, I'm gonna challenge you. I'll bring back your honor. She got 2-0'd, and then he popped off, and he was pretty much going crazy, like, I'm the best at this game. This chick jumped out of her seat and just, like, started grabbing him and whatnot, and he's like, what the heck? It was just a game. People say, like, it was Potchop who was getting violent. She was the one who started getting violent.
Tav, how is that different from what I did to Uncle Valle and Daigo?
Well, I'm sorry that you did that. Well, here's the thing.
That was the 90s.
That was the 90s. Things like that were okay. You can throw Japanese dudes off buildings.
He was a robot.
You can throw Japanese robots off buildings and carve your name into Hispanic gentlemen. That's the 90s, man.
Well, so Southern California in the 90s.
That's SoCal in the 90s, man. Or it was San Fran.
No, okay, that's also right. That seems about right, too.
Yeah, it was San Francisco in the 90s,
It's
man.
California in the 90s, all right?
It's California in the 90s. People know that this doesn't happen.
Yeah, especially since I'm another young Hispanic gentleman who's also a werewolf, so... Yeah, Mom. Thanks for telling me that, like, what I had was I was just going through puberty. It was werewolfism. I was too young to go through puberty. I'm not a... You think like these hairy palms. Well, okay, the hairy palms came from the fact that I masturbated too much. Then my eyes fell out.
And then you start growing hair on your eyes when you masturbate too much. There was a gag about that in Dragon Ball Bridge, where like, and so I was like, let's fight unabated, Goku, and Goku was like, oh no, Chi-Chi tells me that helps you grow hair, that grows hair on your eyes. This orange hillbilly who beats his wife is now sending in his son.
Okay. But yeah, man, like, just the thing is, like, not only that, but, like, you know, I did have, like, a friend when I was part of a fandom. Man, I gotta do an episode where I talk about, like, my fandom war stories. Where I went over to their house, and that place was a dump, because just they were... Well, okay, this has nothing to do with, like, the fandom aspect of them. It just has to do with, like, them as a person. But, like, it's just, like, I've seen garbage houses like that, and it's always with nerds. Like, you would think, like, you would see it more with, like, dumb jocks or lazy college students or stoners, but, like, I see it more often with, like, nerds. Like, when you leave...
I mean, here's the thing.
Deeply nerdy people who spend all their time inside and on the computer alone.
Stoner houses are always fucking garbage because they smell like shit.
Yeah, but that's just... But they're not on the computer all day. They're just high. They're literally, like, incapacitating themselves with, like, narcotics. Whereas, like, a nerd is online all day, you know...
Talking about Final Fantasy VII.
And like, believes themselves to be that, and just, like, well, I just, you know...
Someone pointed this out in the comments, and I do realize this, which is funny. The person of the first story, who was referred to as Zach, it's so funny that he moved into a... It's not funny in reality, but it's so... It's pretty accurate to what happened to the Zach character.
Yeah.
That they treated him like shit because, well... In the Final Fantasy VII game, as we found out,
yeah,
Hojo and Genova were actually trying to kill Zach.
Ugh.
So it's kind of, sort of fitting that they would treat him like garbage, which probably was their intention.
The thing is, like, I'm just glad that the people there, like, in those stories managed to, like, leave or find a way to get rid of them. Because it's like, to me, it's a sign of, like, oh, thank God, if this kept going, this is going to end in a murder sooner or later.
Speaking of, like I said, I got something to tell you at the end about the Genova person.
Okay, go ahead. I mean, that's all I have to say. Just because
so the Genova person,
like, I was going to say, like, what I just want to say was, like, all these those stories hit close to home.
I do have a story though, because in middle school, and I still know this person kind of, who has called me a fucking asshole and bigot for not wanting to hang out with them. Where I'm like, you guys are just fucking weird. So
yeah, I mean,
in high school,
dude, don't hang out with people that you don't want to hang out with.
I know. I'm like, I don't want.
Regardless of the race, creed, religion, species. I mean,
look, I hang out over. I go to the mosque and hang out with the cool rabbi, I guess. Oh wait, that's sorry.
Wait, Tav, what is a rabbi doing at a mosque? This is a pretty pretty open, like, fucking mosque. If that's the case.
What's a Catholic doing at a mosque hanging out with the rabbi?
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that's a pretty cool... I gotta hang out at that mosque now.
Yeah, the mosque there, it's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, I like going to the Sikh temple and getting free food.
Well, Steve Jobs did too.
Yeah, Steve Jobs only ate fruit, and that's why he's dead.
But anyway...
here's that's the thing. Like, I remember when, like, Steve Jobs... Okay, here's a little sidebar, and you can go ahead and send your hate mail to me, but I had a friend from high school, that would
he pray to Steve Jobs or what?
No. So
for Steve Jobs.
So on Facebook, when Steve Jobs died, like, he posted this, like, thing saying, like, Steve Jobs, like, he's just pretty much saying how sad he was and how important Steve Jobs was, and at the time I didn't know what Steve died of. I thought maybe, like, I don't know, he was suffering and now he was out of his misery or something. And I wrote that, and then one of his friends chimed in saying he was fucking suffering, and, like, he had cancer and all this stuff that was destroying him, and he would like he didn't go out the way he wanted to go out, and just like and I felt bad, and then years later I found that, like, oh wait, he was in bad health because he was making poor health choices, so he died the way he lived, which is his stupid fruitarian diet. It's just like now I don't feel bad for saying shitty stuff about like Steve Jobs dying. I mean, it's sad and I feel bad for his family, but when you live like that, you're
asking it.
I'm sorry, like it sucks, but like Steve is a grown, responsible person.
It's like if you live by the McBiscuit, then you die by the McBiscuit.
Exactly, and it's like
if your diet only consists of DJ Khaled's diet, which is egg whites and sausage McBiscuits from McDonald's, then you're gonna die of egg whites and sausage McBiscuits from McDonald's. Especially the egg white part. Too much protein.
Yeah, instead of eating all those egg whites and McBiscuits, you should be eating some pussy.
Eating some ass. Oh!
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, well, I don't, like, now, years later, it's like, well, I don't feel bad about saying that I'm glad that, like, it's good that he died and he's not suffering anymore, because now he doesn't have to eat fruit all the time. Now he can eat fruit in his afterlife, in his fucking Fruit of the Loom version of heaven. Or hell, I don't know. He was a
Heaven
shitty,
or hell, duel one.
He was kind of a shitty person to his family.
Heaven or hell, duel one. Let's rock.
Soul Bad Guy would murder him.
Soul Bad Guy fucking kills anybody.
Except Zappa. Zappa wins. Zappa in the right hand murders everybody.
Speaking of that, side note of that one, I hate the fact that Zappa technically cannot come back as a fighter because his storyline of him being possessed by a bunch of ghosts has fucking ended. He literally cannot come back.
That's sad.
Which sucks. Is like,
but at the same time, it's just like, I'm happy for him.
But at the same time, like, oh, but we wanted you back.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to see this character suffer.
But at the same time, where's my fucking Robo-Kai?
Oh, he needed to come back.
He fuck your spoilers. Whatever, guys. You fucking play the Revelator story. Venom and Robo-Kai both die at the end of the Revelator story.
I don't give a shit.
But to kill Batman.
Robo-Kai could literally come back because he's a robot.
I mean,
rebuild him.
Okay,
make him stronger.
Robo-Kai pretty much held down Bedman while Venom was going to do his ultimate technique, which is actually going to kill him because Venom was slowly dying, sadly. And then Robo-Kai blows up, but his head is still active. So at the end of the credits, we see Robo-Kai's head picking up Venom's body and then flying off.
Why can't they come back as a cool composite character then?
Robo-Venom? It's Venom's body with Robo-Kai's head.
Oh God, yes. Please. That would be a horrible, beautiful thing.
Ugh.
Okay.
But back to my story about
all right,
friends.
so tell me your friend's story.
They were like, because this was middle school, they didn't get as bad as them, but who knows what's about to happen. They were other kin for Kingdom Hearts, and they tried to drag me into this the same way as the Zack person did. They tried to drag the Zack person. They're like saying like, Taviface, you're kind of like Roxas. I'm like, you that fucking emo Diet Pepsi sore looking ass.
No.
I'm like, no. And then
if anything, I'm goofy.
I'm fucking goofy. I'll be your shield any day.
I like that. I like that you show a lot of respect for the goofster.
I like Goofy a lot. In playing Kingdom Hearts 2, for the first time,
Donald, are you gonna help out or not?
I was really sad when it was believed that Goofy had died.
Yeah. Hey Donald, you gonna help out? I'll think about it.
I'll think about it.
Donald, I need some magic over here.
Oh, you mean you need some healing? Then here you go. But
no, Donald, I need some offense magic.
Donald, I'm full health.
Just in case. I don't want you to die. Goofy, can you believe this shit? Yeah.
I like the fact that Goofy is such a pacifist. He doesn't even have a sword. He just bashes people to
I
shield.
love that about him.
Anyway,
so
they were otherkin for that, and then post middle school, I stopped hanging out with them slowly in high school, and then now, as we are both out of high school, them and like other people, they started believing they were transgender. They started going to the transgender thing.
Okay.
To the point where they're taking testosterone pills in hopes of essentially growing a dong.
That's not how that works.
That's how, I mean, we told them that too, but they said this.
That's like some Chris Chan level bullshit there.
It pretty much is.
Because Chris thinks like if he takes enough estrogen pills and then meditates, he can grow a vagina.
That only works in hentais, maybe. But anyway, I would. Yeah, no, Chris boy pussy. I wouldn't like it. All right. So anyway, I got a question to ask you in a second.
No, hold on. One last thing. One more thing. one final thought about fans and like when they reach this fucking level and when you fucking nerds get out of the house or just clean your fucking house.
Clean your
All right?
fucking house. Leave the house a little bit. Come back. Adopt a dog, maybe. Get some responsibility.
Yeah, you know, as
Actually,
much
no, don't adopt a dog until you're ready.
don't bring any animals into your life because I know like
Okay,
a
get
lot
a
of these-
fish.
a
Learn
lot-
responsibility slowly. Buy a fish.
No, that's a sad life for that fish.
Buy a book.
They have books. It's called manga.
Mangoes?
Mangoes. Where is
But-
there
okay,
a
sorry.
rotting sack of mangoes in the corner? They're going to use it for a ritual, but you know.
Okay.
No,
buy,
but he-
buy a how to be social on Facebook for Grandpa book.
I once was on a train going to school when I was going to college, and there was a girl sitting across from me.
Did you ask her out?
No. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
when
never mind.
I was still dating my life partner, Caitlin, at this time. And forever now, I guess. That's a fucking thing, I guess. So, this girl was sitting across from me, and she kind of seemed as your typical nerdy type, and the book she was reading was How to Talk to People. And I kind of felt bad, but also I'm like, I'm glad she's making this effort.
No, you should have made the effort and
Oh no, Tav, I'm horrible at talking to people. I barely function as a sociable person. I just have strong opinions on podcasts because no one can fight back, and also I'm a werewolf. So who's gonna fight me? Only Van Helsing. But you know what? You know where he is? Dead. He's an old man and he died a long time ago. And everyone in the Helsing family is gone and dead.
But what about the Belmont boys?
They're all dead too.
Well, what about Dracula?
Well,
What about Blackula?
I'm afraid of Blackula.
What about Metz? No, there is no Metz. No, yeah, there is.
No, there is.
Speaking of that, it's so funny that people
Actually,
say, that
there's
people
only
say
two-
it's so funny that people say the Metzger version of Dracula is so much better than the Bela Lugosi version.
Some parts of it are good, better than the others. The actor who plays Dracula in the Spanish version, not the Mexican, it's the Spanish
Okay.
version. It's Spanish language. He's no Bela Lugosi. He kind of sucks as playing Dracula. It's a better directed film, but it lacks the performance of both Dwight Fry and Bela Lugosi. So, and you need that. But okay, here's what I was gonna say though. I'm only afraid of two monsters. So, monster people.
Fishman?
Blackula and Blackenstein. No, I'm not kidding you. Blackenstein's a real movie.
But anyway,
It's the worst looking Frankenstein. It's like, no,
that what you're saying?
blaxploitation has gone too far.
is that why you're scared of him?
No, it's not because he's black. It's just because it's like, bro, what happened to you?
Yeah, exactly. His appearance was like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, going back to that story, they've been
I'm
asking.
afraid of them because they're also powerful.
Okay, so going back to my story. These people, like my friends, have been trying to get me to hang out. Well, I don't even call them my friends at this point. These people have been trying to get me to hang out with them. I told them like, no, I'm okay. I got like stuff to do, and they're like, you're only saying that because you're a bigot and don't like transgendered people. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. I told them like, guys, shut the fuck up. I'm just
Look,
a
man,
busy man.
I got bigger problems.
I got bigger problems than you three. I got a pizza place to run. Two of them.
I gotta worry about Blackula coming out.
By the way, at the time
I gotta worry about Blackenstein coming out.
By the way, at the time of this recording, tonight is the night of Kiss Night. So come on down to go on down to the second location, and it's Kiss Night.
I gotta show you an image of Blackenstein to show you why I'm so afraid of him.
But anyway,
It's not because of his skin color either. I don't want to. I'm not. Look, in the words of Cable, I'm not a racist, dumbass.
But anyway, going back to my.
I typed in skin. The first thing it gave me was skin cancer.
But anyway, back to the Final Fantasy house. There was an update on what the Genova person's actually doing, or Jen.
Mm-hmm.
She has now become otherkin for the Hannibal franchise.
Oh no!
And there actually is not a warrant for arrest, but other people in the community have been trying to track her down and bring her to justice because she essentially has held this one person, especially on YouTube. I forget who they were called, but I'll leave a link to that in the description, guys, so you can help this person find her friend. This is an actual serious problem. So Jen has essentially held this person's friend, hostage.
Oh.
And they are somewhere in middle America.
That place is huge. In all seriousness, that's upsetting.
This person has made a YouTube channel and exposed a lot of things about Jen as a person.
Good.
And she is pretty much gathering people and trying to get people to help her find her friend, because they are somewhere in Illinois. There we go. Somewhere in Illinois. And they are trying to hunt down Jen to save her friend, essentially, because Jen has held her friend hostage and whatnot. So this actually is a sad thing. Nothing has gone on about the Sarah person. No one has heard about her in a while. Post the Sweet Kid in House thing, but Jen is very much still active.
I hope this Jen person does get taken by the authorities. Let that be a lesson to you motherfuckers out there who think you're a video game character, and because your life is so sad.
I don't know. I'm a Shrek brother, Jen.
Get out of here. Okay, here you go, Tav. Here, this is Blackenstein.
He kind of looks like me.
If you were black.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. He's kind of horrifying. Oh, he's not a looker. He's not a looker.
It's me, Blackenstein.
Also, he's got a giant forehead. He's a champion of the big forehead challenge.
What I love is, like, Blackenstein also had one of the most iconic posters because it had a woman with her shirt open, screaming in terror, presumably at Blackenstein. It's this fucking poster here. Hold on. This is the most iconic image for the Blackenstein poster, to the point where the recently released Blu-ray of the restored Blackenstein.
Who's restoring this?
Severin Films. Actually, before it used to be called Black Frankenstein, and then underneath it, Blackenstein.
Anyway.
Has blaxploitation gone too far? Well, this is 1973. You tell me, Tab. Which is insane, because in 1971, Sweetback's Badass Song came out and kickstarted the blaxploitation thing. And in 2 years, we already had Blackenstein. Mind you, that was after Blackula.
But Blackula was cool.
Yeah. Also, we had Shaft around this time, too. So
would you say Shaft essentially kicked off that genre?
No, I told you, Sweetback's Badass Song did. Shaft also helped. So did Superfly, and especially the Mac.
Who played Shaft in Shaft? Who was Shaft?
Richard Roundtree.
Oh, he's still around?
I think so.
He's still making movies?
I hope so. I know Samuel L. Jackson played Shaft in the remake in the 90s.
Was it good?
No. You don't make a movie that was already great and a cinematic landmark for its entire genre again, because there's no fucking point. You're just doing it.
Sith Lord. And what does
he was bald in that movie.
And what does a Sith Lord look like?
Did he look like a bitch?
Did he look like a... No. Anyway.
Okay, so that's enough of the Final Fantasy house.
You learned your lesson, boys.
I gave you a quick crash course on blaxploitation cinema, as well as my two most feared. Is like, if I saw them on the street, I would immediately surrender myself and say, "How may I serve you, lords?"
But anyway, guys, we decided to open up. When I come back to Bummerville, I'm opening up Taviface hotels.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do at this hotel?
Well, to be honest, I'm actually using a motel since that was raided by the government. But, I hand it over to the city now. I am the city, so...
Okay, I just realized something when you said that. You are the city. So you became the Senate? You became the city, Tab?
To be fair, there is no treasurer or other positions or secretary. I'm the only person running the show around here.
I like how you're literally just like a figurehead. Like, the town runs itself. They just need you as for show. So if government officials come in, just how's this dump doing? Oh, they got a mayor and a bunch of people. They got a mayor who puts on different hats and disguises to look like.
Oh I got other proxy people. For example, Saber sent to the secretary, but I only told him to come in when.
But I like how all you guys literally are just there, and none of what you do actually affects the town. The townspeople are pretty much
they like that new statue that that made out of paper mache of the of Dogman in the town square.
It's a good statue. No, okay. I was gonna ask you.
They like that. They like that clay fountain that.
So I talked to the
that Saber made.
The clay fountain that is getting dirty, and it's because it's the clay did not harden.
You forgot to bake it.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. I talked to the marketing people, and they brought up a very important thing about Jod. They think that by making a Jod action figure, that would encourage people to let Jod continue making the lives of Slovakians miserable. Because the Slovakians, I think they're afraid
To be fair, as my job as mayor, the only good thing I've probably done for the city is trying to integrate Slovakians back into our town.
Yeah, but I don't think the people of Slovakia are going to appreciate Jod having an action figure. Because then it's just like, this guy's a fucking hero, huh? No, he's a villain in the toy set. Yeah, but some little kid who doesn't know about the plight of the Slovakians are going to look at it like, I like Jod more than Tabby Face. I think he should win this fight. You know what the ramifications are if he wins? On the box it says, make sure he loses.
On the box, we make sure to put the evil Jod. Do not foil his evil plans as you get to that. As you have to buy the other Tabby Face figure. You have to buy
the whole set.
Yeah, you have to buy the whole set so they can.
I like how the Terumo one says Terumo with utility abilities. Utility ability. That's a good rhyming thing.
Comes with health and armor sword.
Combined to create the evil elephant armor Terumo. Make sure you defeat him, but defeat Jod before him because you don't want Jod to come into contact. God damn it, we're encouraging children again. Rick, why are you still typing this in the box? God damn it, you printed this.
Anyway, by the way, we're releasing the toys exclusively in Argentina first to see how the kids like them here. I don't exactly have a brand around here. I'm more or less popular in Brazil.
Wow.
Let's try it out.
Okay.
By the way, speaking of that, if you guys want to know my analytics on how the channel's doing, the top 3 countries are the U.S. This is from the best one to the third. U.S. coming in first. South Korea coming in second.
Interesting.
And Brazil coming in third.
Wow.
So shout out to my South Korean fans.
I'm trying to process this.
Or a bunch of South Koreans watching my content.
Yeah, also Brazilians, but I'm just guessing it's your fighting game content.
I think both of them come from the fighting game content.
Yeah. Americans strictly watching for Mule Boy in this podcast.
Speaking of, I am the Negro one. Sorry, I'm the Negro one. My bad. Check that out.
You can say Negro, just don't say it. Just don't call black people.
Yeah,
Negro.
but I like the word of Negro. Negro Modelo.
Also, Negro is black in Spanish.
Yeah, so. I'm the Negro Modelo one.
Okay, cool.
Said, I like the podcast, boys, but where is the Mule Boy? And I just had one thing to say.
It's coming.
It's coming, and you try being on a boat for a month.
You could have made a Mule Boy about the food on the boat.
I was too busy sleeping and dealing with rats. The rat boys came on the boat. Who let these guys on here? I thought you were the captain.
We didn't bring chihuahuas.
Do you think they got chihuahuas in
But like you're a dog, you should be able to kill them. Not a dog, you racist.
You're a canine hybrid man. Why didn't you kill these rat boys?
Not my job.
Why didn't you get one of the kids to kill the rat boys? Or at least, take care of them.
I don't know. We didn't none of these kids brought little rat mallets or rat stomping boots, and I'm not gonna do someone else's job.
Should have the other captain. You got a nice pair of boots.
Yeah, exactly. You got rid of the captain. You put me in charge, and I don't like doing my job at all.
Well,
unless Blackula or Blackenstein tell me to do it, then I have to.
So if Blackula told you to go get rid of the rats, would you?
I would have to say yes, my master, because that guy will fuck me up. I've seen the movies, man. He's an African prince who got bitten by Dracula. I am not kidding.
That makes sense.
Blackula, I don't know what his deal is, but he's a scary man. Look, man, I've seen all the white Frankenstein monsters, and they're just like, okay, cool, you threw a bunch of fucking scar makeup on some buff dude.
Boris wasn't buff.
No, he was tall, and he wasn't that tall either, but, no, I mean, I'm talking about the later ones.
Oh, yeah.
But
Iron Prince said, he was swole.
But Blackenstein is like, whoa, you put Boris Karloff's makeup on some black actor, and that doesn't look right. It looks, you guys didn't try hard enough, or you tried too hard. It's this weird thing, which is like, it's either the best thing or the scariest thing. I could see why the woman on that poster was so frightened, because that's me now. I'm gonna edit a picture of myself on that woman's face. No, I won't do that. Okay, we're moving on. Any updates?
Momokun and Turuma have officially gotten married, and I was their priest at the wedding.
Cool, you officiated.
Yeah.
Where are they going for the honeymoon?
IHOP, which we haven't talked about now.
Really?
Yes.
I have nothing to say about it.
They stayed at an IHOP because they're 24 hours.
Oh, cool.
And Turuma, he's happy. He brought her back to his pigmen, and they seem to like their new cow queen. So.
You could say that because she had of her fake OC that she says she made up, but is really like a clear ripoff of something else.
You know what? I like the diversity that Turuma is bringing to his people, because here is a swine man marrying a cow, and I'm so happy to see these conjoining of two species, and I think it's very
conjoining. Are you telling me that they're gonna sew each other next to each other like conjoined twins?
No. But I am happy to see that interspecies marriage is going to be a thing, and I think they're very forward with it. So I'm happy to.
Yeah, but it's also, these are just barn animals marrying barn animals. When I see prey marry predator, that's where the real. Man, I fucking hate Zootopia.
Well, okay.
This just makes me think of Zootopia and the failure of its message, because it still says no. Predators were always savage monsters that eventually stopped being so savage, and vegetarians were always good.
And let's have the predators essentially represent black people in Middle America.
Well, minorities, dangerous minorities.
Fucking whitewashing furry asses. Quick question: what's your favorite bread? Like, what's your bread tier list here?
I think the one where he makes mezcal is pretty good.
What?
No, tepache, when he makes tepache.
No, I said your bread tier list, not your Brad tier list.
Oh, my bread tier list.
No, my bread tier list, you gotta put in the corned beef on top. Just for the end. Vinny, drink your beer, man. What are you, a cop? You make me nervous.
No, okay.
The lobster
bread tier list. Number one, I like a good rye bread, because it's the best.
Black rye or just normal, or like Jewish rye, or like.
Every grocery store I've been to separates the Jewish rye from the Russian rye, because we know how that goes down.
There's dark rye, Jewish rye, Russian rye, and they all are different in taste. Even Jewish rye and Russian rye may look different, but Jewish rye and Russian rye is close to flavor of a sourdough.
I like a good marble rye, actually, because it's the best of both worlds.
Montana.
Yeah. So that's near the top because it's a good sandwich bread. Sourdough would come after that.
You can make anything with sourdough.
Wheat, because I need to keep my health up, and at the bottom, white bread, because it's full of sugar.
It's whatever. But
actually, country white is good too.
But what about Italian?
Oh, you know what? Let me rephrase that. So marble rye, potato bread. Then sourdough.
That's your simulator's favorite bread.
Yeah. Then sourdough, then country white, and then regular white. And then Italian is there. It's in the middle somewhere, along with French and all that. So.
All right. So, what was going on about?
You were talking about. Oh God. What were you gonna ask?
Me? Yeah. No, I was gonna talk about the anime boys. I'm like, all right, guys, let's talk some real shit here. The character's 500 years old. They're just a vampire.
Okay, yeah, you were talking about lolly shit. Okay, go ahead.
Let's be real here, boys. It doesn't matter if the character is 500 years old. Doesn't matter if they're older than that.
If the artist made a conscious decision
to make this character look like a child, and you are attracted to this child,
and not only that, but it exists solely to like sexually excite you, then you should feel bad and go to jail. Like, it doesn't matter if this person hand waves it and says, "Oh, but they're 100 years old." Oh, but they're like
18.
They're 18, but they look like a kid. It's like,
if you genuinely like this character
like,
and you are sexually attracted to this character and you waifu her or him, depends, I don't judge, then you need to question yourself.
oh god, Boku no Pico, no, Tav!
Yeah, I love Boku no Pico de Dio. My favorite thing to put on a burrito.
Wow, we're going to like episode 1 with that joke.
Was that an episode 1 joke?
That was in like early season, back when we used to do the stupid coin flip thing, which I kind of miss.
Yeah, we gotta bring that back,
But okay, in all seriousness though, like, it doesn't matter like if you just hand wave the age, because you're literally saying, I want you to.
In reality,
enjoy
this brings out your true colors. Because here you are.
You're pretty much saying, I want you to enjoy lolicon guilt free, which no, never.
And you say this as a joke about pretty much almost every podcast. Like, don't sexualize Kana. But here's the thing.
Kana was already sexualized from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no matter what, you could have drawn like a little kid character, and if you think dirty thoughts of them and they're not drawn in any way that would elicit like a sexual response,
which is why Elma was made to help us draw attention from that. Come on, she wins the big forehead challenge.
Yeah, but I like Elma.
I like. She's actually my favorite one.
Yeah, she's.
That's a Fafnir.
They're the only two good ones because they are the good ones.
Someone would say like, but what about Luqua?
Shut up.
Yeah, what about Luqua Jones? That's your wife, right?
I'm thinking about maybe bringing my Twitter back and actually just going by that handle.
Luqua Jones.
And then getting like an image of Luqua and then photoshopping a werewolf head on it. What do you think, Dab?
Bring it back.
Okay, I'm thinking about doing it.
The rat boys have been asking for you back.
Okay.
By the way, I'm calling your fans the rat boys now.
I love that, actually. Okay, so this brings us to 5 anime questions. Let's talk about Lolicon for real. All right. Probably the one way to run up. Fucking enjoy yourself tonight. Enjoy, whatever. Okay, so question number 1.
Set the music right.
So we've already drawn the line of like, if a character like is drawn to look underage and drawn in a way like that's meant to like appeal to people who are into lolicon, you know that's some bad vibes right from the get-go,
yes.
Right? Okay. So what if a character is just like a cute child character, but is not drawn to be sexual at all, but then people are like, whoa, why...
People take it too far, right?
Yeah, for example, like the little girl in like Lightning and Sweetness, about the single dad who has to like raise his kid, and she's an adorable child voiced by a child who's just precocious and imaginative and is like a good little kid character. I worry whenever I read the comment section on clips for that show, because it's just like, like, look, this kid is not drawn in any sexual way. She's literally like in a hoodie and like little kid pants and is sweet and beautiful.
To bring more context to this, you could just always say Nanako from Persona 4.
Yeah, you're right.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Please tell me nobody's...
No one has ever done that.
Okay.
The only... Literally, you can go on like Danburu, and the only images of Nanako that you will find is ones of her being with like the main characters of Persona. Because you know what? Nanako is an actual pure soul, and she is such an unfortunate and suffering character, and she just tries her best in this world, and she's only 6!
Yeah.
You boys dare sexualize her, I will fucking go to your house,
tell your
shit
mom
on your computer, and I'll tell your mom.
I'll say you did it.
I'll say he did it, and then I'll pull up the image of that, and then I'll tell you, and then you guys playing the shit on your computer and the image of a sexualized 6-year-old to your mom now.
There you go. Actually, that wasn't a question. Okay, here's the real question. Have you ever heard a defense for the lolicon excuse that you thought, okay, I guess that's all right, or have all excuses or defenses always been bad to you?
Honestly, it really.
Because for me, personally speaking, there's never been a good excuse.
No.
And like even if it's somebody who's just like, well, I'm a girl in real life, and I'm 20, and I look I look like I'm like 15, but I'm trying to have like, it's like, look, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but I'm also saying like, maybe don't lead into it because it's kind of weird.
I think for the benefit of other people, making sure you're not jailbait or whatever. If you're like 21, you look like you're 15. Hey, stress yourself out and give yourself some gray streaks in your hair to signify your age. In my opinion,
because it's tough because like
like and you and I share the opinion of gray streaks in girls' hairs, top tier.
I do like that. My girlfriend has it, which I shouldn't be saying out loud because she's self-conscious about it. But I always tell her that's what I like about it. I think it's hot.
Top tier.
It's why I like Rogue so much. She's got a whole white like patch of like hair on her bangs. So, no, here's the thing too, because like, and
Also, you like because she's a Southern belle.
The accent is hot.
Mon chéri.
Also, Gamut's accent is hot, but also really stereotypical.
Why don't you call me a slut? Where's that blasted salami? Hey,
I can smell it. Ah, there it is.
Hey, why don't you cut me a slice?
I said that would be the new opening. I'm still thinking about it.
Just do it.
Okay. Anyways, like, here's the thing. Like, and I get like some women just being, having the being, I guess, blessed or cursed with genes that make them look underage, like, or look younger than they actually are.
I think, and if that's your aesthetic, then I'm gonna respect it. Because in reality, Yuri looks like she's fucking 15, but in reality, she's tall enough to be a grown. She's tall. Here's the thing: her face, 15. Her actual height and body says otherwise.
And it's the thing, because it's like, and it like there's a whole like, and it's like, because I know like women who are more youthful looking, but also have like a butt.
Also, Noodles. Her face looks like it's 14.
Well, but she leans in. She like tags her shit as lolicon though. She leans into that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So she's a girl. She's part of the problem. But like, it's also like this idea too, because like, for example, the Australian government banned any pornography that features women who are flat chested because they feel that it would encourage pedophilia.
Also, they just really like big anime titties over there.
Yeah, but it's also like they're saying, well, also, if you see small titty, that makes people into lolicon. It's just like, that's really shitty because you're making women who, are not as well endowed feel shitty about themselves.
Yeah, that's a bad choice, Australia. Why don't you go sit down and think about it for a little bit?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, then again, this is the country that banned Mortal Kombat for years. If you're attracted to an elementary schooler, you need to go to jail right away.
If you're attracted to a preteen, go to jail. If you're attracted to a teenager, go to jail. If you're attracted to someone your own age that looks like you're 15, question your choices first.
But also that person also is unfair because like I can't date you because you look like a teenager, which is very sad for them.
Here's the thing: maybe you shouldn't think about that first.
Or maybe better yet, like just look, man. Like the whole point of lolicon is that they look like elementary schoolers.
Which is such a fucking evil thing.
I know. Okay. All right. We got off track with that. That question was kind of disastrous. All right. How's this? So short answer to that is you never heard a good defense for. Well, this character looks like a middle
all defenses are bad.
Like,
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Actually, that gives. Actually, let me ask you this: how do you feel about the most obvious character in Blend S?
Mika?
Micah? The one that looks like a little kid, but she's a college student.
Oh,
and leans to the Oni-chan thing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that defense?
Can you insert the Urian laugh from Street Fighter 3?
I will.
All right. I fucking love that so much. I wouldn't waifu her, but I love her character so much because Blend S, his whole point is to make fun of tropes in other animes.
Yeah.
And the fact that here you have this like 22-year-old who looks young. Don't sexualize her, but the fact that she makes jokes,
you know what?
the fact that she's joking about it and making fun of people who do, she just completely thinks people who think that way are fucking utterly disgusting.
You know what? That's actually I'm glad you reminded me, because now that I thought about it, it's like, oh wait, they never do sexualize her in any way.
No, they couldn't. Here's the thing: Micah and the other girl, the blue girl, the tsundere girl.
Yeah.
In the jungle episode, or in the thing of the jungle, they're wearing kind of like Amazon outfits. The little Oni-chan girl wearing a fucking ape costume. She's wearing a monkey suit and jumping all over the place, and I find that, that's fucking how you do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still some questionable shit with Micah and the owner Dino, but let's not get into that.
I also just like the idea that, like, I mean,
actually no. Dino and Micah's relationship is super funny because the fact that Dino's trying to get into that, and the fact that every time he does, he gets cuckolded.
Good.
He gets cut somehow.
Okay.
Whether he proclaims his love to her in the middle of the street and the fucking police show up and he has to get the green-haired guy to bust him out.
But also, realistically,
that's how it happens.
Like, she would have some like really major pituitary gland problem if that were the case. Like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, I would need to see
the fact that Blend S just plays to every trope of that stuff is super hilarious and great for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
Blend S is super good, guys.
Okay. Third question. But Tav, Poppy the Harpy, she's 18.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, that's the same as the first question. No,
first of all, I don't even like Poppy the Harpy. She's annoying.
She is annoying.
I'm all about the mermaid girl.
I think she's
I'm all
underrated.
about the older girl.
I like him big.
Actually,
the zombie one's pretty cool. Actually,
Zombina, yeah.
Zombina's cool. Monaco, she needs a big self-esteem boost.
I'm not a big fan of Mia. Centuria's pretty cool.
Mia sucks. I'm sorry. Like,
she's terrible as a person. She's terrible.
Okay. All right. We're getting off topic here.
I like the mermaid girl just the fact that she just wants to. Her whole thing is like, I'm only in love with the main character because I just want to cuck the other girls.
That's a spider one.
No, that's the mermaid one.
The mermaid one is just like, I'm only in love with him because
I want my own tragic love story, and I'm just trying to cuck the other girls too.
Yeah.
The spider girl just likes him because first of all, he likes her because he likes leads. Mia, no leads. Centauria,
too many.
No, you're getting close. The spider girl, Arania, there we go. That's the big money boy. Also, she's brought him Makoto Nania look.
Yeah. Okay, so third question. How do you feel about about how like people joke? Do you feel that by making jokes about lolicon in the anime community, it normalizes it and makes people feel less bad about it if you joke about it, and therefore like makes it more acceptable? Or do you think that's the way that the anime community is like trying to shame lolicons? Because I feel like
you can go halfway here. Lolicons, if you acknowledge that you're shitty people and don't change anything about it and just keep joking about it, then essentially when we make fun of you, I want you guys to know this. If you're a lolicon, I want you to know this. When we make lolicon jokes about going to jail and whatnot, we're not laughing with you. We're laughing at you fucking idiots.
Well, what if it's a lolicon guy making that joke about themselves?
Then you completely lost the point.
Because, like, for me, that's just like...
And at the same
actually,
time,
you know what? To me, you know what that says? It says, yeah, I should go to jail, but I can't change. I'm a sicko. But you should accept me for who I am. Because, hey, you know what? I'm an accessible lolicon guy. Because, look, I'm joking about how I should go to jail. So, therefore, I'm cool, right?
Shut the fuck up, did you, bro?
Look here, little asshole. Look here, I eat piece of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
What if you just grab them just like... I imagine when you do that, imagine some scrawny like nerd or something.
You know what?
You just grab their hand just like...
Oh, like that skit we did for that unnamed project?
Yeah.
Where one of the characters confronts a character we wrote as an incel.
I'm gonna make a bachelor for classmate one. He probably tried to ask out Charlotte, and now he thinks all women are evil.
Yeah,
so he's an incel.
Yeah, he's an incel, but she's also. I mean, he would have been on her side in class, but she's just like,
But she didn't give suck.
you're a clarinet player. I don't date clarinet players. You guys are in like the bottom tier of like. Here, we'll do like a fake backstory. So it's like, I'll be Charlotte, and you're trying to ask me out.
Charlotte, would you like to go to the prom with me?
You're not a senior.
Homecoming?
Yeah, well, as
I'm
if.
just trying to ask you out, Charlotte. Listen up, I like you.
Oh, okay, say it again. I'm just trying.
Listen, Charlotte, I'm just trying to take you out for a nice night. Get some smoothies, maybe watch a movie. I don't know. It depends on what you like.
You know what I like? You to go away because I don't date clarinet players. You're at like the bottom of the totem pole of like the school band, pretty much. Like if I were an orchestra, I'd want to date maybe like somebody like who's either a French horn player who's as good as me, maybe not better. I don't know if I would date someone who's better than me because that seems like a little too much. I don't know. You know, or maybe like a strong sousaphone player, but all those guys in our class are ugly and dumb because they can't play sousaphone or tuba. So, yeah, I don't date woodwinds.
You'll regret this day, Charlotte.
Get away from me.
You'll see.
I'll break that finger.
And I'll break your soul.
Anyways,
I think jokes are fine. Jokes are fine because in reality we're fucking laughing at you. But when the lolicon makes the same joke about themselves, they completely miss the point, and then at that point we have to. I hate to say this, but this is because I believe strongly about it, and we should fucking do this. Because here's the thing, I'm about to make a very controversial comparison. It's like how when people joke about race.
yeah.
I think pedophilia and race jokes should probably fall in the same category.
Well, for me, it's more like when people make jokes about school shootings, and it's like, bro, don't make jokes about that.
Well, I can't make jokes about Saber potentially directing the Columbine tapes.
It's kind of like saying like, I'm gonna make a joke about shooting up my school. Just like, don't do that, dude, because that's a real problem. And it's like saying, I'm gonna make a joke about myself liking anime children. I mean, it's all fictional, but
Hey, bro, I got the FBI on speed dial. You want to say that again?
yeah, I should be able to call potential school shooters and anime pedophiles.
You think when known lolicon makes a joke about lollies and whatnot, have the FBI on speed dial. Also,
You just confessed.
you just confessed. And first of all, please go in the comments and fucking shame this person. Don't go. This is the only
Guys,
time.
it's just fictional.
This is the only time I'll ever encourage shaming, and I think you should only do this to potential pedophiles like him.
Why are you pointing at me?
I'm just playing in general. Sorry.
Tab. I like older women.
I'm sorry.
Although my girlfriend is about a few months younger, she's the same age as me. Whatever.
It's whatever. Okay. Shame potential racists or known racists.
Also,
shame pedophiles. Don't shame school shooters because in reality they fucking need some help and you need to go lean on a shoulder for them or get some help for them because sometimes
let me
go on a quick tangent. When you see someone who you feel is a potential shooter make jokes about it and you know deep down inside they could be serious about it, please reach out to them and get them some help. And potentially you could save other people and them. So that's my own little tangent about that. But other than that, shame racists and pedophiles that they make joke about each other because they just revealed themselves and call the FBI on the pedophiles. We don't need them around. It's like that guy. It's like that story I just told you about the.
Billy, where's the Klan meeting?
Hey guys, I heard there was a Klan meeting. FBI, non-racist, potential.
I said it was my whenever some of my coworkers say
I'm scared. Let's see how he...
No, say like a racist joke, especially about black people. I always say, I didn't know we were at a Klan meeting today. And they joke about it. They laugh about it because they're
say laugh about it. Think about Tommy Wiseau's laugh.
or one of my coworkers frequently says like some pretty shitty jokes about black people sometimes. I mean, he doesn't look.
Is he an old white guy or what?
No, he's my age. He's Mexican, but he kind of like acts like I don't know. I think it's because like he grew up in like a pretty ghetto part of Natomas, and had like black friends. He uses the "I have black friends, so therefore it's okay" excuse.
No. By the way, something that.
But let me finish.
Here's a quick tip: if you have the problem, if you originally were a person who just dropped the N word often, here's a good replacement for it. So you can kick the hat. Yeah, use the word ninja. Like, man, this ninja's serious. First of all, it makes a person sound cool. You just called them a ninja.
Actually, that's the one good thing I like about juggalos, because like they clearly don't want to sound racist, but they want to use like the sentence enhancing word of the spiciness of the N word.
It's like when you want to use paprika. It's like when you want to use smoked paprika, but you don't have it, so you just use normal paprika.
Yeah.
Or if you want to use cayenne pepper, but you don't want to be too spicy, you use paprika instead.
Yeah. No, but it's like I know one time like
serious.
One time he's just like I think one of them he jokingly said it's like this is why we got to bring slavery back. He's like, oh wow, like hey, I didn't know David Duke was here.
You said this Mexican guy?
Yeah. And then he makes jokes about that all the time.
Yo, fool. If you're Mexican, order Levato, we're about to be slaves too, you fucking dick.
Also, you're Mexican. Dude, Mexico outlawed slavery long before the U.S. In fact, part of the reason Texas got its panties in its... or, not I shouldn't say panties. Got its undies in a bunch about wanting to be Fredonia... was because what do you mean we can't own what do you mean we can't own no slaves here? Dang it! We moved to this look Mexico, we don't like your rule because you won't let us have slaves here.
Have slave owners ever looked themselves in the mirror and realized, wow, I'm a fucking terrible person. I own a person and don't give them any rights.
No, because they're benefiting it from it, and also they've already been indoctrinated in the idea that like, oh, this person's not a person to me. I'm better than this person because I'm white.
But anyway, back to the lolly talk thing. Shame your local lollycons because they fucking deserve it and they need to.
Okay, here's question number 4. I'm glad you brought that up. How do you feel when you see videos? And this ties in with lolicon, but seeing videos trying to defend people who have an attraction to children. And defend it as like, well, people can have an attraction to like people of the same sex or whatever. I don't see why we have to shame people because there's like a famous.
Kevin Spacey.
Hold on, there's like a famous video. That's bad. There's like a famous YouTube video of some guy. It's one of those like rant / like thought videos where the person talking about it has like an avatar with like 5 different like expressions, and you know what I'm talking about. Whatever Gaijin Goomba helped pioneer.
Okay, I have a question. Are you just hiding this person's name?
No, I don't know.
I just don't remember.
I don't remember it, but he has a furry avatar, and it's a dragon. And he made a video about like why don't we seriously talk about pedophilia and why do we have to feel bad about it? And it was just like a thought experiment, just like do not give the bad people like an excuse to like why we should feel bad for them.
Listen up, we can talk about pedophilia, but we can talk about how in reality it is fucking immoral and bad, and as a society we fucked up somewhere along the way if we think this is good.
Well, to be fair,
you shouldn't be defending it. Well, no, don't. Because
I was gonna say,
why would you feel such attracted as a grown-ass man? Why would you feel such attracted to a child?
Tab, why don't you tell that to Socrates, one of history's greatest thinkers? Socrates fucking drank poison, my dude. That was the hill he died on.
Listen,
Well, I mean,
I won't.
look. I don't defend it, but at the same time, it was normal in like Greek and Roman cultures. It was not cool.
Shakespeare married his cousin, who was 14.
Didn't Edgar Allan Poe do that?
Too, yeah.
She was 13.
And look what happened to Edgar.
He's dead. He died of like alcoholism in the gutter.
Rest in peace, Pooh. Anyway.
Well, they're all dead. All these guys are dead. So who cares who cares what happened?
Listen up.
I'm just saying, let's not do that.
You broke the golden rule. You never touch the clowns. The clowns touch you. But even then, if the kid touches you anyway, you're going to jail, buddy. I don't care if it's some Kodomoto G-Con shit right here.
Why did you bring that up?
That's a big smoke moan.
Look, I don't care if you're trying. Look, man. If you're sitting at home, you got a dog, and you're rubbing peanut butter on your dog, and your dog can give you a blowjob, you're a bad person.
You're a sad man.
Also, I feel bad. That dog's life is horrible now. Dude, that's a real thing, by the way.
By the way, if you do that, you are seriously just fucking sad, and you need some help. Do you need a shoulder to talk about?
You want me to adopt your dog and give your dog a good life?
Instead of peanut butter on dogs, just give him peanut butter by the spoonful, man.
Do you give your dog the peanut butter?
I did once, and he just fucking ate it.
That's what they do.
Yeah, but he didn't do the. He didn't smack his mouth. He just fucking ate it.
I'm starting to realize that you and your dog have a real Tom and Jerry relationship.
He's a little fucking asshole.
What's the matter, Tav? You want to bamboozle me with that peanut butter? I've trained long and hard for this moment.
Yeah, this little mofo. I'm like, all right, come on, let's follow me. We're going. I'm gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go leave the house. Follow me so I can put you outside. I don't ever say that. I'm like, come on, let's go. I tap my leg. This little motherfucker.
I know what you're up to.
No, this little motherfucker. He'll run to the kitchen because that's before the garage to the outside. He'll run to the kitchen in the middle of the kitchen before he noticed me by the door. He'll just fucking lay on his back and expose himself like,
Fine, you want to put me outside? You better. Why don't you put me outside yourself?
And here's the thing, because he's such a fucking little baby, he doesn't care that you carry him because he's a lapdog.
You raised me this way, Tav.
Okay, you know this. He does not care if you pick him up.
No,
he actually likes it.
Yeah. Unless he's on a spot that he's really comfy, like your couch. Like, put me back! I was comfy right here, you little bastard! I'll kill you in your sleep! I'll piss in your bed! I'll piss in your mouth!
This little motherfucker's potential. He's like fucking 9 years old, and he's still getting me with the piss on the bed technique. It's like when your girlfriend brings out her hidden hot dog teacher technique.
Or like how those rats bamboozle you with the traps you laid out for them.
By the way, I have a quick side note about that. So last night when playing BlazBlue at the time of this recording, I'm playing the ranked matches in BB Tag, and I fucking come across the Rat Boys 49 or whatever the number was. I'm like, oh my god, these fucking rats are coming after me.
I was realizing that Tav has this weird rivalry or enemy relationship, bad relationship with rats as a whole.
The Rat Boys have learned how to play BlazBlue. But I still beat them 2-0 though.
That's good. Okay, so yeah. Okay.
Don't defend lolicons.
All right, so let's see. I asked you, has there been a good defense?
No.
How do you feel about this how about this character from which anime you like that subverts those tropes? Do you think? Okay, and then I asked you, do you think the joke when jokes made about lolicons in the community, anime community? How do you feel? What effect does that have?
It helps us show them in reality.
Right. So okay, here's number 4, which
you asked me number 4, which was the thoughts on the opinions on people defending them, which I think they also should be put in jail.
Yeah, okay, that was number 4.
I was the 4 guy, and then we answered that.
Okay, I should link you that video because it's just you should get a taste of what somebody who put too much thought about it and maybe we should give them. It's maybe we should listen to the Nazis.
Maybe we should give the incels prostitutes.
Why don't they just go out and pay for sex?
Because they want a real woman's love.
Fuck you! You don't deserve a real woman's love. Because if you're literally on the internet acting this way, then you have a problem. Look, man, you're not fit. You've already decided that you're not that.
Listen, man, it doesn't matter if you're fat or swole or whatever. Or you look like the perfect guy or whatever. In reality,
You got a nasty personality.
if you are potentially malicious and you only pretend and you're essentially only, if you go from the nice guy to
I deserve this
to a asshole of like I deserve you. Why don't you go with me? Why are you dating that fucking guy? If you immediately go into that and don't even consider the guy that she chose to date instead of you, and you should immediately consider that like, maybe I'm not the nice guy after all.
Yeah. Or, I mean, if you're so sex deprived, you can literally just pay for it, or have.
I won't tell you. I won't tell on him.
Yeah. Or
if I see you walking home at night with
look, man,
with a questionable lady, then I won't say anything.
Dave, you can just say sex worker. That's the.
If I see you walking,
that's the term they want to be called.
If I see you walking home with a lady of the night, then I won't. I won't.
Also, fuck it. Support your local sex workers. They have a job.
Those robots in Spain are taking their money. Did I ever tell you that?
No, and this worries me. These women
there are robot prostitutes in Spain, but it's pretty much okay. You have to here's how it works. You have to know a guy to get the phone number of this place. You have to give like a passcode as well. So you can even have access to it, and you have to prepay for it, and you can have sex with a robot. And they're saying that
How did Spain and not Japan do this first?
Because prostitution's illegal in Japan. It's only yakuza and shit.
Oh,
Spain prostitution in Spain is completely legal.
Like France?
Yeah.
That's right. Europe is pretty lax about it. Which is
the UK has The UK has straight up like apps to help find prostitution pretty fast and sex workers.
Cool.
Yeah, like pretty much you go on like this Tinder like app.
And yet we can't catch up to them here in this fucking country.
Let's wrinkle back to our topic of lollicons. If people are gonna say like, well, if we love people that look like children that are like 500 years old, then what's the problem with that? First of all, they look like children. Here's the thing: sex workers look like fucking mature adults. They have to because they have. Well, not that they have to, but it's pretty much the aesthetic of being a sex worker.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to see a sex worker dressed in a diaper, unless you're a freaky guy.
Unless that's what you're into, then you sort that out with the.
Oh, that's a good question to ask me. How do you feel about like age play?
If it's two adults and they're literally like, look, if that's your kink, that's fine. But
I ain't shaming you.
That's fine, but we're not talking about like something that is a legit problem. Like, child trafficking is a problem. Pedophilia is a problem. Children.
Shout out to the guys in Canada who are doing the
child abuse is a real problem. The fantasy that that you can fall in love with like a cute kid and then have sex with it or be in a romantic relationship, that's a problem. That's a fantasy and kids are not old enough to like make that distinction, and we shouldn't groom them into thinking that's okay. And that's literally the fantasy that like lolicon stuff plays into. It's not cool.
It's not okay at all. Like honestly, if you do that, then you are completely evil.
Yeah, it's like you have a problem.
Heck, even like people who say like, oh, these are like super villains. You think a guy like Martin Shkreli or Donald Trump, who are like considered real life supervillains, or even Kim Jong-un, are going to think about, what if I groom children to be sex workers? Do you even think someone as evil as Martin Shkreli would do that?
And the evilest thing he did was jack up
AIDS medicine prices,
and then also buy that Wu-Tang album,
which he still hasn't released yet because he's going to jail. So
good.
Oh no, Wu-Tang got it back from him.
Yes,
but they're looking for another buyer.
That's fair.
And if the next buyer buys it,
hey, Brad Pitt, you got a lot of money.
You were in the Deadpool. You were in Deadpool 2.
Oh, spoilers!
Hey, he was starting in the credits.
Okay.
I didn't say who he was.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Wait, would that be question number 5 then?
What?
Oh, never mind. I guess question number 5 is,
Did I come in my new pants this morning? No.
oh god. Oh no, my question number 5 would be, do you think there's a way like do you think there's any way that we can I don't know, shove this back into the horrible pit? Is there a solution to this problem?
This is it's such a hard problem because in Japan this is
Actually, no. Here's a better question that doesn't require you to solve world peace. How did this start? How did something that was pretty underground and not okay suddenly rise to prominence and become part of the
for a lot of entertainment culture in Japan.
Because I
Things start somewhere. So when we have,
but how did it gain prominence here in the U.S. where we're a bit more picky about this shit? How did who do you who do you think helped?
his characters.
Not just characters, but also people who are prominent in the anime community. Who do you think helped make this or is trying to make this more
Digibro.
Because okay, well,
Digibro.
all right. You know what? Here's an even better question than that. Who? Now this is question number 6 or 7. Do you think that guys like Digibro probably started off making jokes about Lolicon as a way to be edgy?
Yes.
Or do you think they were totally into it 100% and use their edginess as a sort of
totally into it. Totally into it in the background. Realize people are making jokes. Capitalize on that. In reality, expose himself because of his whole Patreon debacle. By the way, he's still private. He's still a private account on Twitter, and I've been trying to get in on him. I've been still trying to get him to follow me. No, not follow me. I've been still trying to get him to approve me so I can follow him, so I can see his fucking fucked up shit. But I came in too late, and he has not approved me, and I don't think he ever will.
Oh, it's kind of like Invader Noodle's server, Discord server.
Yeah, in a way, but at the same time, people like Digibro who joke about it, but then in reality, he's like, "Hey guys, let me bring you guys like that joke so much? Well, guys, this is actually my actual opinion." And then he says some really shitty opinion about.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt this satisfying GIF video, but I want to talk to you about this book by Jordan Peterson.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt my pedophilia and lolicon joke, but I'd like to interrupt you by telling you hey, I like this lolicon character who's obviously sexualized, and then everybody's like, "Oh, did you, bro?" You just see someone the FBI come in "You want to tell us something?"
Hey guys, I'm glad you're enjoying this video about Jordan Peterson and how much I like him. But let me tell you about a guy that you should really like. His name is David Duke. He's in charge of a group. You can think of him as kind of like a clan, kind of like
Call of Duty clan.
Yeah, but with a K. Maybe you've heard of him. People have said some really bad stuff about him. But me, I kind of thought about it, and their ideas make sense. But he's the coolest thing. They're not all bad. They all dress up like ghosts, and David Duke himself, he calls himself the Grand Wizard. And you guys like D&D.
You guys like D&D, you guys like wizards. If you don't have sets
into real role play here.
Unless you're when you don't have sets and if you don't have sets until the age of 30, then you become a wizard like him.
I don't want to become that kind of wizard, Tab.
Here's a bonus question for you. Do you believe in the myth of if you don't have sets until the age of 30, you can turn in your virginity card for a wizardry card? Do you believe in that?
If that's real. Oh man, I feel like I made some cruel mistakes then.
Welcome to Moist TV. Here we're gonna discuss this is actual thing.
You know what?
Moist TV. No, sorry, it's Splash TV. Welcome to Splash TV, guys.
I like Moist TV, Tab.
Where we're talking about the secrets of immortality through virginity, and the reason why none of us are immortal is because we're all birthed through the vagina. And sadly, people who are birthed through the cesarean section are all chads, so they have sex, so they cannot be immortal. But we're gonna figure that out now. Why do jellyfish live forever? Why are they ageless?
Oh, it's because
they hatch through eggs.
Oh, I was gonna say it's because of a biological thing where they can make themselves small and therefore.
No, because they're immortal. And their sperm hasn't left their body ever. That's the secret to immortality.
Tav, are you okay? Tav, I worked for a museum and I've done research on jellyfish.
Oh, okay, Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller?
Sorry. Okay, Steve Carell.
No, it was Ben Stiller. I just realized the joke you're making. Oh, it's not the museum joke. Very, very funny. Very, very droll.
Splash TV, guys. Tune in next week when we talk about Bart Scared.
You know, the thing I love about Bart, I'm scared. Let's get out of here. Is how much I really don't like how much Bart, I'm scared. Let's get out of here. Kind of gets a lot of flack because of her relationship with Momo-kun. You know, I really feel like Bart, I'm scared. Let's get out of here. In all seriousness, though, honestly, I think I'm okay with this episode being 2 hours long. We had a good talk. We had a good laugh. No goofs, though, and no gaffes, which is fine.
No, it's okay to just have a laugh.
We can have a laugh. We talked about some real stuff. I feel like this is our most serious 5 anime questions ever because we talked about a real problem.
Anyway, guys, next time you guys come to my location, don't bring your children. Bring your MILFs.
Actually, next episode, we're going to talk about why we feel that there should be a bigger emphasis on hot, mature women.
I'm into it.
You know, we're talking about, like, the way, like, you know, women that are drawn maturely, they're, like, in their 30s or 40s. They got that nice, like, beauty mark on their face. You know, they're clearly an older lady. But who has agency, is in charge of her own sexuality.
Do you like Dragon Ball era Bulma, Dragon Ball Z era Bulma, or do you like Dragon Ball Super's new Bulma?
I like Bulma as a whole. Like her whole character arc. I feel that
here's a better question. Do you like end of Dragon Ball last tournament Chi-Chi?
Okay, she's kind of hot.
Half until the Cell started Chi-Chi or Boo started Chi-Chi with her hair.
I like when she comes. I like end of Dragon Ball. Like I like older Chi-Chi when she comes back. Like when she's a teenager, and because she's there's something about like their determination to defeat Son Goku as a way to like prove her affection for him that is very admirable, and I enjoy that. And it's also that kind of like makes sense for like why their relationship would even work. And I kind of like that when Gotenks is born. Why did this become a Dragon Ball? Tav, we did it. Now we can end the podcast. Tav, we did it. We met our Dragon Ball quota for the podcast. We can end it. I've been liking Bones, the Bone Dog himself.
I've been
Lukua Jones.
He's been
big titty werewolf himself.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh God, I've grossed myself out. Oh, okay. All right, I've been liking Jones.
I've been
King of the werewolves, but also eternal servant to Blackula and Blackenstein. Forever on call. They have my number on speed dial. Tab, if they were to call up the podcast right now, say, Lycan, I need your help. I would be like, Tab, I gotta go. My masters need me.
Awaken my master. That's how you end the podcast right there. Awaken my master.
On behalf of the staff and management of Czech Television, we hope you have enjoyed our evening programming and that you will be able to join us again tomorrow.
He's calling you, Jim.
It's been a long team. I tried.
Borf.
You'll never hit me.
Borf.